right into it this morning. Reflection, projection, prosperity. What would you tell your younger self? Here's the text. 3 John 1 and 2. 3 John 1 and 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, and above all things that you might be able to receive the prosperity that God has designed for you. Okay, what would you tell the 5-year, the 10-year, the 15-year, the 20-year, the 30-year younger self? I don't know what your age is, but if you grabbed a hold of yourself in your teen years or in the early 20s or the 30s, what would you tell them with respect to prosperity? What would you tell them with respect to prosperity? Here are the 3 things that I'm going to share, but I want you to put what you would tell yourself in the chat area. What would you tell yourself concerning tithe? I would tell myself, man, you needed to start tithing a whole lot earlier than you did. When I grew up in Pentecostal holiness background, and they believe in giving dues. Giving dues, yeah. Can you believe that? So Bishop, how old are you? You're ancient. Well, I remember that nobody taught me how to tithe. I was well into my adult years before I learned how to tithe and what the results were going to be in my life as a result of tithing. So I would tell my younger self, tithe earlier. Tithe earlier. The moment you got anything in your hand, give God 10% of that, whatever it is. Even back when I was working in tobacco in North Carolina for my summer job, hard work. But I would tell myself then, take $1 from that $10 you made that day, take $1.50 from that $15 you made that day, that $20, take 2 of those and give it to God. The second thing I would tell my younger self, what would you tell your younger self with respect to tithe? Put it in the chat area so others can get it. I would tell them time is on your side, invest. I would tell them time is on your side, invest. I would tell myself, look, you needed to start investing way back then when you were buying stuff that you felt like you could not do without. Invest that money. I would be in a whole lot better situation financially right now if I had told my earlier self, my younger self, invest early, invest earlier and often. The third thing I would tell my younger self would be this: God takes care of those who takes care of his agenda. In other words, I would have been a more generous person. I'm a very generous person now, very generous, but I would have been generous more often because of the reciprocal effect of generosity. What goes out comes back to you. So what would you tell yourself, your younger self, your 20-year-old self, your 30-year-old self, your 40-year-old self? I want you to put it in the chat area because we want other people to get these morsels and this manna that God has placed in you. What advice would you tell your younger self with the tithe, the time, and the giving to God's kingdom? What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: prosperity is a God idea. That's why Jesus said he came that we might have life and that we might have it more abundantly, that he came to give us an abundance of life. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. Put it in the chat area so others can learn what you would tell your younger self with respect to prosperity. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna.